Hey guys, and welcome back to And Then There Was Style, your YouTube home decor channel. While you are here, don't forget to subscribe to become part of our home decor family. Also take a minute to check out some of our previous videos, and I am so proud to say that we have officially hit over 2,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. Alright guys, so in today's video, let's talk about sunken living rooms. Alright guys, if you think that we are taking a blast to the past, talking about some throwback home decor, actually that wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm going to make a note to myself. I think that would be a fun video. But we're not. We are not going back to the 1960s to talk about this groovy home decor element, because you know what? Sunken living rooms are still in style, even though technically they're just making a comeback. So recessed living areas, which for the sake of this video we're just going to call sunken living rooms, and their much cozier cousins, conversation pits, well, they spread like wildfire during the 1960s, appearing in newly built houses across the nation. And from the 1960s for approximately, you guys, the next 20 years, what a long time for a home decor style to last. Well, they were just the absolute grooviest way to entertain guests or just chill out with your family at home. Now, around the 1980s, maybe late 70s, early 80s, they actually fell out of fashion with homeowners, especially people that are newly building homes. And around that time, a lot of people started remodeling their home to have them removed. Now, it's so interesting that the sunken living room wasn't invented in the 1960s. As a matter of fact, it was designed by an architect named Bruce Goff in 1927. However, people kind of saw it and was like, nah, I'm good on that. And it actually didn't catch on with America until it appeared on the set of the Dick Van Dyke Show in the early 60s. And then, of course, overnight, everyone had to have a sunken living room. Since, of course, it requires a recession in your floor, sunken living rooms, conversation pits, recessed living rooms, whatever you want to call it, are best suited to homes with concrete, slab, or crawl space foundations. Now, because the recessed area of the floor would really reduce the amount of headroom in a basement, basically making it useful for general living purposes, sunken spaces are rarely found in homes with basements. If you are doing a new build, during the construction time, the builder will basically slightly alter the foundation to form a recessed shape in the concrete slab to serve as the basis for the sunken area. Now, a sunken living area can be virtually any size, any shape. It's all up to you. And the depth can typically range from just a few inches, just to give you that slight look, to a few feet or even more, as seen in some of the images that have multiple steps down. It all depends on what you want. Now, let's talk about some of the good, the bad, and the ugly of a sunken living room. As far as some of a sunken area's advantages, the first one I can think of is they denote the boundaries of the space. So sunken rooms are ideal for homes with a really large and open layout. When there are very few walls in a room, creating rooms on a lower level clearly defines the area without obstructing sight lines. The sense of openness is maintained. The room still feels open. It still gives you that open concept that, of course, you wanted, which is why you got the house. So the sense of openness is maintained. However, it does allow you to provide some distinction between the two. For example, your living room is definitely different than your kitchen, which is different from another area. And that sunken area, that sunken place is great for that. The second pro, or the second advantage, is that they can impart a sense of spaciousness to a room. Sunken spaces create more space between the ceiling and the floor. It creates the illusion of an enormous amount of space. Additionally, installing a skylight or other eye-catching lighting fixture above the sunken area can drive the eye even more so upward and make it look even bigger. So now that we've talked about some of the the advantages of having a sunken living room, you guys, we have to just flip the script a little bit and talk about some of those not so great things about having a sunken living room. So the first is probably the most obvious to about 98% of you all. There is a huge chance of tripping and falling if you're not watching where you're going or anticipating a few steps down heading into the living room. I cannot tell you how many parties my parents had where there were a few little drinks going around and inevitably someone landed in the sunken living room. You definitely have to be on the lookout for that, as well as keeping your house insurance paid up. Also, another tip or another point that you may have thought of, they're not very adaptable. There isn't much else that you can do with a sunken space, and this probably is the biggest complaint of people. If you don't want to use it for a living room anymore, you're just limited in terms of layout options. Alright guys, so as we near the end of this video, definitely let me know if you had a favorite room out of the images that I showed you, or let me know, would you ever have a sunken living room, or as some people call it, a conversation pit, in your home? Now, I know this was huge during the 70s, and when I even showed my mom this, she said, "What? That's coming back?" So let me know how you guys feel about it. I'm really curious to know. Alright guys, so I've already asked you to comment your favorite down below, or if you would have this type of feature in your home. If you want to know my favorite, it was this room right here. Y'all, this room is gorgeous from the plants. Now, it is truly giving me 1970s vibes, okay? It really is, but I still think it's gorgeous. There is a like organic, natural element to this room with the plants, the usage of wood, and then all of that natural light in there. I just think this room is gorgeous. What do you guys think? As always guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with other home decor lovers, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell. I will see you in the next video. Bye friends.